Persuasion is a process that's much easier because it's really just a matter of triggering an emotional response and then guiding rational thought around that emotional response. Honestly, persuasion is what exists far more in the world than influence. Persuasion is what happens in advertising. Persuasion is what happens when you watch a commercial. Persuasion is what happens when you try to convince your kids to brush their teeth at night, or one day you will convince your children to brush their teeth at night. That's all persuasion, because you are creating an emotional message. It's a question of messaging and narrative. You're creating an emotional message. That emotional message is designed to trigger certain emotional responses in the target that you're talking to. And then you change the message itself, but you hit on the same emotion. And the reason that you do that is because after they've been hit with enough of the same emotional messages, they start to develop a cognitive, rational narrative that they adopt personally. So the narrative of the deep state came from lots of emotional messages about why you can't trust the government. And then all those emotional messages turn into somebody or a group of people thinking, well, if I can't trust the government, what I can do is trust that the government can't be trusted because there's a shadow government, right? So that's how you persuade somebody. So if you want to persuade someone to buy from your coffee shop and not somebody else's coffee shop, you want to persuade someone to buy a Subaru and not a Nissan, you want to persuade somebody to buy from your sales funnel immediately instead of wait until your third email in your welcome series. It's all a matter of being able to set up a series of emotional messages that drive a rational narrative that they decide for themselves that brings them to a place where they take an action that you want them to take.